So you just ran the prompt a few times and you saw how unpredictable outputs can be. One of the ways that we can get a better understanding of what's going on with the prompts is through observability features. Observability generally refers to features that allow you to see the steps that were carried out throughout your run. These are things such as calls to LLM providers, tool calls, and subagent calls. Let's define the four most important concepts. First, we have runs, and these can also be known as sessions. A run is one complete execution of your prompt or agent from start to finish. It records the entire conversation between the user and the assistant. Next, we have trace. A trace captures the whole trajectory the assistant took to generate the final output in an interaction. A run can have several traces. Finally, we have span. A span is the minimum unit of information within a trace. It captures the immediate thought, tool call, or generated asset. A trace is composed of multiple spans. Now, let's see what this looks like in Latitude.
So you've had the chance to test your AI a little bit. You have a feeling for how it works. And now we can head over here to the traces section, and we can see a little bit more in detail about what actually went on during that run. We can go over here and we can open a run up. So click on a run. When we get into this section, what we have on display here are observability features. Now there's a bunch of different types of observability features that we allow you to see, and those allow you to look at the four main parts of the prompt that we discussed earlier in the video. So we're going to start from the largest features, and then we're going to get more granular. So over here on the right, we're going to see parameters about the call itself. We have the metadata here. We have our parameters. We have our queries, and here we have the last output. So if there were multiple interactions, this would only display the last output, okay? You have the assistant does these tool calls, and then the assistant gives this response in a JSON. If we go over here to the messages section, what we have here is the expanded information. We have the prompt itself, we have the user message here, and we have the assistant role messages here, which are actually the assistant responses when it looked for the tool, and then it sent that information back to it, and it responded with the JSON. If we go over here on the left, we can see the specific information from the trace. These are all the spans that compose the trace. Starting at the top layer, we have the call to the festival chatbot, which is composed of the following. It's composed of a call to OpenAI GPT-4o Mini, which contains the following: a post, and then we have this tool call here, another tool call, and then we have another post to OpenAI. And the posts here are just requests that we send to OpenAI, okay? And one thing that I want to draw attention to is actually one of the first errors we can notice here. We have these two tool calls, which are actually probably the same information because it's consulting the same web page. So in the future, when we're looking at annotations for this, we want to keep that in mind, what we've seen before, okay? It's like that we'll see this issue later. If we go look at the other runs we did, we should see that most of the runs are quite similar. Here we have the same. We have two posts and two tool calls. This should be as well two posts and two tool calls. Now here you can actually see some of the information about latency. For example, so if you have one call that is taking too long, you can go here and you can say, okay, why is this taking so long? Why is my post taking 4 seconds? Or, why was my post here 27 seconds? And why was my post here 4 seconds? And so we can work on seeing some of the variability between what parts of the call are taking longer than other parts of the call, so that when we're taking into account improving certain parts of the prompt, perhaps what we actually need to fix to make those calls faster, because we generally want to lower latency, right? These observability features are really nice for you deducing what is going wrong with your prompt. So in this video, in the last, we've created logs and we've looked at them. In the next video, what we're going to do is create a data set, and then we're going to run an experiment with that data set so we can have a bunch more logs, so that we'll be able to then get a more scientific understanding of what's going on in our prompt through annotations, which is the next module in the course.